Is having a wonderful day. There's a few updates on some cases that we do cover, so I wanted to go over that with you real quick. It's not going to take long at all, but this is one on Adam Montgomery. So we know that he is accused of the murder of his daughter, Harmony Montgomery. Evidently, there's video that he does not want shown at trial, and he's trying to get it thrown out. Let's see.
You're not, you don't work, sir. All right, I got nothing to say. Adam, right? Montgomery. Yeah. Do you remember me from the Elliott Hospital from a while back, man? Yeah, I got nothing to say. Right. So, hey, man. The only thing we're trying to figure out is where Harmony is, okay? So, the concern is that she has a sick, right? You're not in trouble. Nobody said you're losing your daughter, right? So I want to make that clear. So, you know, I have my body tomorrow, too, just like everybody else is being on. So you just need to find out where she is. That's all I'm concerned about. You're not in any trouble right now that I know of. Okay. We have no warrants. Okay. So, where's your daughter so we can check on her to make sure that she's okay? Right now, I have nothing to say to you guys. But that's not what I'm just asking where she is. I have nothing to say. So you don't care if your daughter's okay or not? I do. I listen, I have nothing to say. Is your daughter... If I'm under arrest, you guys can arrest me.
Wow, what an attitude he's got, huh? Well, Adam Montgomery's attorneys also want to exclude some suspicious purchases that his wife, Kayla, claims that he made to tamper with Harmony's remains, including a metal cutting blade, a grinder, and lime. Now, Kayla Montgomery is expected to be a key witness at Adam's upcoming trial scheduled to begin on February the 6th. She already testified at his trial last June, where he was convicted on weapons charges. Here to discuss with me, Court TV crime and justice correspondent Matt Johnson, Court TV legal correspondent Kelly Kraft.
What does lime do to a body? I'll have to Google it.
And we still have attorney Carl Steinbeck standing by remotely for us. What a panel I've got today on the couch, you guys. Woo, I wish we had all day to talk about this case. There's so much. Matt, let me start with you because you were there. You saw Kayla testify in the gun trial. You covered it for us. How did she come off as a witness?
Right. So I was there for the weapons trial there in New Hampshire, and she came off very credible, even though, you know, she's serving time and she was there in her prison outfit as well. But, you know, I'm also looking over at that defense table and how Adam was carrying himself, very confident walking in the courtroom each and every day. You know, now a convicted felon, dirtbag, but with a great attorney, Carolyn Smith, that's really pushing for these motions.
Ah, right. You know, you're speaking of, and so we know that they want the items from Home Depot to not be in front of the jury. And Kelly, I want to bounce something off of you, please. Tapping into your experience as a former prosecutor. Taking a look at a piece of that affidavit of probable cause that was for the murder charges. Kayla offers some information about seeing Adam Montgomery pouring some lime on little Harmony's body. So take a look. So we've highlighted this, and she says that Harmony wasn't bones, that she had skin and teeth and hair. This is so sad, and she could still tell that it was her. And then Adam put about half of the bag of lime or a little more into that bag that he was carrying around, that duffel bag that's mentioned all throughout the affidavit. Kelly, knowing this motion that his defense team has filed trying to keep out the lime and the other things, the grinder, what do you think as a prosecutor? How problematic would it be if that stuff is excluded?
Well, as a prosecutor, you want to argue that this is really connected to the case here. And that's how you can get this kind of evidence in. Of course, defense counsel is saying that lime is kind of a common product that maybe a lot of people will buy it, so they want this excluded. And of course, they've actually had some wins so far in this case because the judge has agreed to suppress some of the interactions that he has made with the police. But of course, defense counsel wants that entire video, that interrogation video, and a little bit, if you want to call it interrogation video that they showed earlier, they want all of that excluded, defense counsel. But the prosecution really has to stick to the argument that his actions are all connected to the death of his daughter. And then the judge can maybe decide to get it in.
Right, Kelly. I'm glad you brought about the video because he's also trying to keep that out. Let's play another clip from when he is questioned by police.
Can you make me a promise? Like man to man? Can you tell me that she's alive?
You're gonna play the same word games that you played with me the other day.
It's not word games.
I got nothing else.
We care, man. We want to know. This isn't gonna go anywhere. Like this isn't gonna stop. So
No, it's not.
So
So
either get on the bus now or get run over.
Well, I got nothing else to say.
Why is it you have so much trouble talking about Harmony?
Guys, I got nothing else to say. I want a lawyer with me.
Lawyers up there, Carl Steinbeck, that video potentially being excluded. What do you think the judge will do, please?
Yeah, I think the judge is probably going to exclude most all the evidence of what he says. And what they're looking at as a prosecutor is if that happens, then what other evidence can we bring in to show his guilt? And a lot of that would be his body language, his demeanor, And so take out the words. What do you have about the way he's acting, just the way he's responding outside of his car and whatnot? And think about it. What kind of father wouldn't be concerned about his daughter who's missing for 2 years, and he's got nothing to say about it? So he's obviously acting very guilty and suspicious, and that's what the defense is trying to do, is keep everything they possibly can out. And even the stuff like the lime purchase, that kind of stuff should come in, though, because that does show that it's directly tied to the crime. And so I expect all that kind of evidence of what he purchased at Home Depot will be admissible.
All right, Carl, I'm with you there. I know Kelly's nodding too. I think we can all agree this really should. I'd be stunned if the judge excludes that. Maybe that bit of video there, maybe, I don't know, because it's, I don't know what he's offering. He lawyers up, immediately. And to your point, Carl, he just sits there and looks guilty. So it is prejudicial in a way. And if I'm the prosecutor, I probably wouldn't care so much if that's excluded. I don't think it really makes the case. I want to show you all something else from the affidavit. Let's take a look at some of what is new, and we've highlighted the portion of it. If we could put it on the screen, it says that Adam had placed Harmony's body in a duffel bag and kept it in the trunk of the car. For months, they took Harmony's remains with them as they bounced around, living in different places. While living at a shelter, Adam placed the bag with Harmony's remains in the ceiling vent in their bedroom. And when the duffel bag began leaking, Adam placed a trash bag around it, only removing the bag from the ceiling when a neighbor complained about the smell. And at one point, he apparently moved her remains to a smaller bag in order to fit her inside it. He replaced the remains he placed them rather inside a bathtub. And that's where we highlighted that portion a couple moments ago where Kayla says she saw the lime being poured. The story that is told here, Matt Johnson, as I'm reading it, I'm cringing. I know you are too.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the family and the fact that this girl wasn't even given a chance at life. Her body has never been found. And then also the cast of characters that we're going to see back on the stand making the case that this dirtbag is guilty of the murder, because they have their own set of problems and troubles that prosecutors have to overcome with drug addiction.
They definitely do. And of course, Kayla is going to be a key witness in this trial, the wife, the estranged wife.
Right.
And of course, defense counsel wants to muddy the waters on her and talk about her prior convictions. And of course, their goal is to get.
So in case you don't know, that's Adam Montgomery, Harmony's dad, and Kayla, that's Harmony's birth mother. That's not who Adam was with when Harmony died.
The jury not to believe a word she says.
Right, Kelly. They need Kayla. If Kayla goes south, this is really going to be problematic because she saw everything, and she's one of those people that, as a prosecutor, you just have to kind of bite your tongue and, and play the hand you're dealt, so to speak. Look, she's a criminal. Look, she engaged in this. She pleaded. She's cooperating. And so, look, it's like, all right, let's, hold her accountable to a degree, but realize, she didn't do the big crime. This was dad, according to police and prosecutors. Carl Steinbeck, tell me, how strong do you think the case is for prosecutors against Adam Montgomery?
I think they're going to be able to prove that he's the one behind it. And I think that the way he was moving the body around and whatnot, that is just so absolutely gruesome. And so I think that's going to really bring in a lot of strong indicators right there, just because of what he was doing with the body and how he's moving around. And the way people were complaining about the odors and whatnot, that didn't seem to affect him, that others had to bring up the disgusting nastiness about things like that. So I do think that from what I've seen, that the evidence will be there to convict him.
Right. Yeah, it seems like the evidence is there. Oh my gosh. And with the gun case, Matt, I remember him standing up and saying, I didn't kill my daughter and all that. What was that about?
He was like, well, I accept the jury's decision. I'm not going to really talk about that, but I didn't do this. I didn't kill my daughter, and I'm innocent on all of those allegations. And everyone just kind of looked at each other when he said that. It was kind of weird.
Right. Kelly, do you think there's any way we're going to see him testify?
I would say no, Julie. I
hope so.
Yeah,
Right,
of course,
yeah.
we all would love to see him testify. but clearly drugs were involved. Of course, he's presumed innocent until proven guilty, but just the craziness, the gruesomeness of this case is just terrible. I would say do not take the stand.
Right. Hopefully he listens to the good advice of his counsel and doesn't testify. But
They're good.
a guy like this, yeah. I remember you were very impressed. So this will be interesting to see what happens in this case. February 6th is the
I'm not sad, sorry. I have RBF, I guess. I was just watching the video. I was paying attention to the video, not looking at anything else, and I don't know. So, then I saw this today, and it says prosecutors file list of nearly 200 witnesses they might call in Adam Montgomery's murder case. 200 witnesses. You know what I was thinking, man? All these people on drugs that are killing people and doing all these crazy things, like when they go to jail and they get sober, like how they feel. How they feel knowing they got to spend the rest of their life in prison because of one little thing when they were on drugs and they were stupid. Prosecutors have filed a list of nearly 200 witnesses they might call in the upcoming murder trial of Adam Montgomery, who was accused of killing his 5-year-old daughter, Harmony. The witness list for the state includes Adam Montgomery's father, uncle, grandmother, and the person who is expected to be the prosecution's star witness, his estranged wife, Kayla Montgomery. Adam is facing several charges, including second-degree murder. He is also charged with falsifying physical evidence for concealing or removing Harmony's body, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with a witness. Harmony was last seen in the fall of 2019, and her body was never found. The star witness in the murder trial is expected to be Harmony's stepmother, Kayla Montgomery. According to an affidavit, Kayla Montgomery, that is not her birth mom, that is the dad's stepmom. What is her birth mom's name? I totally forgot. Told police that Harmony was beaten to death in the back seat of a car while Adam Montgomery was driving. Adam Montgomery was allegedly enraged because Harmony wasn't saying when she needed to use the bathroom. Kayla also said that Harmony's body was kept in a number of places until the spring of 2020, when Adam allegedly got a U-Haul and left overnight. When he returned, Kayla said Harmony's body was gone. Sad. His trial is expected to start. So now we're going to move on over to Lori Vallow, and it appears that Maricopa County needs more time. The DA's office needs more time to bring this case to trial. So prosecutors from Maricopa County are asking the judge for more time to bring her to trial by designating the case complex. Lori's husband and co-defendant Chad Daybell will go to court in Idaho beginning April 1st, 2024. Prosecutors in Maricopa say many of the same witnesses who will testify and victims who will be present are the same in both Chad's trial so they can't have them together anyway. They can't go to trial together anyway. His is for April 1st. Hers is for April 4th. So they're going to run into each other. And they're both going to have the same witnesses. So no, we can do anyhow. So that's going to be approved. We already know that. Lori went to trial. We know she went to trial and she got life. Ewy, what is that? Gross. Arizona prosecutors have brought their charges against Vallow-Daybell, 2 counts of conspiracy to commit murder. Vallow-Daybell is accused of conspiring with her brother, who is now deceased, to kill her former husband, Charles Vallow, and attempting to kill her niece's then husband, Brandon Boudreaux. Um, I really wish they would put charges on Melanie. They really should because of what she did to Lori's trial in Idaho. She went and watched the trial on purpose so she didn't have to testify. Chad Daybell faces first degree murder charges in Idaho for I'm just going to go ahead and do him next then. He's facing first degree murder for the deaths of JJ, Tylee, and Tammy. And his trial starts April 1st with his trial scheduled and Lori's having already been sentenced to life in prison. Arizona prosecutors are asking the judge for more time to bring Lori to trial. And then over here, Mr. Chad in Idaho, right, wants the death penalty taken off because him and Lori are co-conspirators, right? Guess what? Bada bing, bada bam, no can do. Judge severs the case of Chad and Lori. Bye-bye, Chad. What you want? You want to be the first one to go by firing squad? What you want? How would you like to meet your fates? The judge in the case of Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow-Daybell has ordered the two defendants to be tried separately. Ruling on Thursday morning, Judge Stephen Boyce said that due to Lori Vallow not waiving her right to a speedy trial, he would sever the cases and vacate the trial for Chad Daybell. Their trial was to have begun on April 3rd in Ada County. Lori Vallow-Daybell's trial is still scheduled to begin. Oh, thank you. It's me, Jen. Thank you so much. Their trial was to have started on April 3rd of last year, but it was just Lori's. And Judge Boyce signed an order of transport for Lori so that she could be able. Okay, that's old. Then, guys, you know Adam Fravel, right? In um Winona, uh Minnesota. He killed his girlfriend Madeline Kingsbury. They had two children. They found her body up close to his some of his parents' property that only their family maintains. They're going after the death penalty with them, and absolutely um this is like a really bad case for him. I didn't think it would come to trial anytime soon, and now they're saying this fall maybe. Wouldn't have thought. I hate ads. Any day now. Adam Fravel, the man accused of killing Madeline Kingsbury, appeared in court Thursday for his pretrial omnibus hearing. Kingsbury went missing March 31st from Winona. Her remains were found north of Mabel on June 7th. Fravel was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 2 counts of second-degree murder. During the hearing, it was announced both the prosecution and defense are looking at a full date for trial. I didn't know that. Let me see if this is going to play this way. Hey, everybody. I hope you hit that thumbs up for me. I know it's going to say just what I read, but okay, Adam. Okay, Adam. We'll go to Chad till you get ready, okay? Okay. So we know Chad Doerman, he killed his 3 sons, Hunter, Chase, and Clayton. So, let me see what I saw on there. Yes, the only thing I wanted to say about Chad was that his primary jury trial is set to begin July 8th. July 8th of this year. Not sure when Brian's supposed to begin, but I know it's going to be the summer. So, in case you're not familiar with this case, he is the father accused of murdering his 3 juvenile sons in Monroe Township on June 15th. He appeared in Clermont County Common Pleas Court on June 23rd and pleaded not guilty to all of the charges against him. Actually, I have a video of him getting booked and processed and booked into jail with the whole thing, him doing, it doesn't show anything with his head, but him doing strip search, cough, all that. It's all that on there. I think I had like 5,000 views on that video. It was pretty cool. I didn't think that would get that. But on June 22nd, a Clermont County grand jury had indicted Doerman, age 32, on 21 charges, 9 counts of aggravated murder, 8 counts of kidnapping, and 4 counts of felonious assault. On June 15th, Clermont County Sheriff's Road Patrol deputies responded to a 911 call from the boy's mother, who was screaming that her babies had been shot. Deputies arrived at the residence in the 1900 block of Laurel-Lindale Road and made contact with Doerman, who was sitting on a step outside of the residence. Doerman was detained without incident. Deputies discovered 3 unresponsive gunshot victims in the yard of the residence and attempted life-saving measures, which were unsuccessful, and all 3 gunshot victims succumbed to their injuries while on the scene. The deceased individuals, all brothers, were 7, 4, and 3. A 4th gunshot victim, later identified as an adult female, age 34, was also located outside the residence. The female sustained what appeared to be a single gunshot wound to her hand with non-life-threatening. Here we go. It took long enough.
I'm Caitlin Alexander. Tom Overley has the evening off. After months, Fravel appeared before a judge for his pre-trial omnibus hearing today. Our Olivia Pronzinski was in the courtroom this morning. She's live in the studio with us tonight. Olivia, when can we expect a trial?
Caitlin, while still far away, a trial is in sight. Prosecutors and the defense both said they are looking into an early fall 2024 date. I spoke with the Kingsbury family following the hearing today. They are expecting the jury trial to take about 3 weeks.
We miss her, but we're not going to get through this without her. She's here.
She's so pretty.
She's here through all of us.
Madeline Kingsbury's accused killer, Adam Fravel, entered the courtroom Thursday for the first time since he was indicted on first-degree murder charges.
To enhance the charges and hopefully enhance the penalties.
Those close to Kingsbury said seeing Fravel made their stomachs sink.
It's infuriating.
Newly unsealed documents are sharing the possible motive, money.
The investigator put that together, connected some of the dots that we hadn't necessarily looked at from that perspective completely, but it all seems to make sense.
The Fravel family has defended their son and brother. They were also in attendance but did not share any thoughts with KTTC.
Fravel, do you have anything to say? Teresa, anything you want to add?
Next,
We met at your
case.
Son.
Attorneys will fine-tune their arguments and review evidence.
Right, as much as we'd like it to be over, and believe me, we'd really like it to be over, we're willing to go the distance for as long as it takes to get justice for Madeline.
And during the hearing, we learned the grand jury transcript is more than 1,800 pages long. As of this afternoon, Fravel's next court appearance will be March 19 and 20 and April 30th.
And Olivia, this is the first time you've seen Fravel in person in several months. Can you describe for us what he was like?
Well, Caitlin, he walked into the courtroom, was quiet, He was wearing a jail-issued uniform. It was dark green. He didn't have any restraints on, and it was yes, no answers the entire time.
All right, our Olivia Pronzinski live in the studio tonight. Thanks, Olivia.
And I was finished reading, it was crazy because I was finished reading about Chad right whenever the video started. Yeah, his primary jury trial is set to begin July 8th, 2024. Before I leave, though, let me just run this by you guys real quick. Sarah Boone has a pretrial conference January 16th. Adam Montgomery has his trial February 6th. Chad Daybell, April 1st. Chad Doerman has Shucky Ducky something April 2nd. I don't remember what it was. Did it say on the art? No, it didn't. Sorry. We know Alexi Treviso has trial in August of this year. Sarah Boone, the prelim. Corey Richens, there's no update on that. Like, that thing's going slow as her walk the dog letter. Adam, we already went over that. And that, my friends, is, yeah, it's sweetmiserytc@gmail.com. Let me type it for you because it don't look like I have any mods in here or anything. You know what I mean? I'm messing. I'm slow. Thank you, Jen. Yeah, that's email me. I might go up there, Tabatios. So email me. Maybe we could hook up and go out there. Why? Why, Ashley? What are we going to talk about? Nothing. All right, guys. Oh, so you don't have to do the dishes. All right. Well, we've already been live today doing trials. So y'all have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow.